morning, Tony Virtue speaking, Virtue and Partners with our regular monthly update. A pretty good run on the market, so it only took us 12 and a half years, but we're just as we speak creating a new record in Australia for equity markets. When you start adding back the dividends, it actually looks quite a lot better. Paradoxically, we've dropped interest rates again down to 1%. So as you can see in the graphs, it's quite a sort of paradox at the moment where intuitively you would not be doing that. So why is it that Australian equity markets hit an all-time high and interest rates are effectively an all-time low? Well, you can see it's primarily to drive the Australian property market back up again. And again, looking at the graphs there, you can see the auction rates over the last few weeks really turned around almost on a sixpence. We lose track of time, but it was only actually 2 months ago we had a federal election. And it was a surprise, and I think a lot of buying decisions were held back on the basis that the coalition would lose. Well, they didn't, and now we're seeing probably a resurgence of confidence. So, look, over time, you would think that interest rates are probably lower than they should be. Certainly, it's impacting on deeming rates. I mentioned last month that deeming rates were too high. The government agreed, so they've dropped rates now down to 1% on the first 52,000 and 3% above that. So where for here? Well, we're coming into earnings season now, so most of the companies will be giving their annual numbers in August. Through confession season, so we're not expecting too many dramas. We are expecting a new all-time high level of dividends to be paid, and I guess this is part of the issue, that the dividends from our Australian shares sitting at around 5%, many of which are franked, is far more preferable than 1%-ish as a term deposit there. So those jaws are just phenomenal. It does mean this time of year we go for all the numbers. You'll see a lot of this in the media as to who did well, who did less well, what changes should be made, and that's of course part of our stock in trade. So those numbers will be coming to you very soon, and then we'll be sitting down with you and going through year-end adjustments, etc. there. So at this stage, things are looking fairly positive. Markets do revert to the mean, so it would not be a surprise if markets turn down a little bit. Overseas in the US, it looks like they'll drop interest rates later this week. It's a massive week for international information there. In the UK, Boris Johnson obviously got up, and that'll be very much a nationalist approach, so I think they'll get out of Europe as quickly as they can. Markets seem to take this in their stride, and whatever interest rates are as low as this, it's really nowhere else to go, to be frank. So that's enough for this month, and I look forward to seeing you this time next month. Tony Virtue, when experience pays.